Hello and welcome. My name is Robin and you're watching on Robin Reads, where I read a lot of different books that you probably have never heard of. So today is going to be another library book haul. First off, sorry I have been a little bit absent. But yeah, I'm not feeling the best. I have very low energy, so if I seem a bit off, that's why. But yeah, I just decided to just still make videos, just try and do that, and if I seem a little bit low energy, that is why, because I don't have very much energy. Yeah, I still hope you like the videos, and it makes me feel better, I think, so therefore I will continue making them. But yeah, let's get into the library book haul. So first off, I have one left from the last time, which is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. I'm going to try and read this like this month. I do have like a lot of books still left, but it's pretty short. I can listen to the audiobook, I think, compare it up with this. So hopefully I can read this still, because it really needs to go back to the library. But yeah, that's this one. And then I am currently reading 3 books. So the first one is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, which is the first book in the, I think, the Song of Wraiths and Ruin series. This doesn't really look like a library book, but it is. And yeah, this book I'm reading for my TBR game. And this book is about 2 people. We follow Katrina, who is the princess, and she is suddenly the heir to the throne because her sister has died. So she's suddenly the heir of the throne, but she really doesn't want that, and she's very rebellious, and yeah, it doesn't really fit with becoming the queen. So she is struggling with that. And then we follow Malik, and Malik is a refugee and is coming to the city where Katrina lives. And he, yeah, I'm not going to say much because I didn't really super know what this was about, and I am super enjoying it so far. And yeah, Malik comes to the city as a refugee, and yeah, needs to figure out how he's going to stay there, because he doesn't, yeah, I'm just going to say that. I'm just not going to say more. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm listening to the audiobook and reading it physically at the same time, and just loving it. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Then the next book I'm reading is this one, Grandma Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, I think it's called in English. It's the Dutch edition by Frederick Bachman. I'm buddy reading this with someone, and I'm really loving this so far. I really loved A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman, and this one has really the same vibes as that one, and therefore I'm loving this as well. So this book is about this girl called Elsa. And Elsa has a grandmother, and her grandmother is basically her best friend and also her only friend. And then her grandma unfortunately dies, and she gets this letter from her grandmother to say to someone that her grandmother is sorry. And then Elsa finds things out about her grandmother and stuff like that. It's also really about this world, her grandmother and her made up, it's a fantasy world sort of. That's also a big part of the series, the story. But yeah, I'm just really loving this, and yeah. Then the next book I'm also doing a buddy read for, and that is Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is the second book in the Renegades series. And the first book follows Nova, and Nova is part of the anarchists, which are basically the villains in this world. They are with superpowers, and Nova wants to destroy the renegades, which are the superheroes of the world. And yeah, that's what you follow, and you also follow Adrian, who is of the Renegades, and yeah, you follow those storylines. And yeah, that's this one. Next book is The Wolf in the Whale by Jordana Max Brodsky. This one I got because Jess from Jess Nevertheless really loves this book, and I saw it at the library and I thought, you know, I'm going to read it as well. So this book is about, I will just read you the back. So there is a very old story, rarely told, of a wolf that runs into the ocean and becomes a whale. Born with the soul of a hunter and chosen by the spirit of the wolf, Omad is destined to follow in her grandfather's footsteps, invoking the spirits of the land, the sea and the sky to protect her people. But the gods have stopped listening and Omad's family are starving. Alone at the edge of the world, hope is the only thing they have left. Desperate to save them, Omad journeys across the icy wastes, fighting for survival with every step. When she meets a Viking warrior and his strange new gods, they set in motion a conflict that could shatter her world or save it. Yeah, I think this is going to be great. I really need to read this soon as well because I need to get back to the library. I'm very glad the libraries are open, but like the time that you can have the books is like 4 weeks, and maybe until like 6 weeks, which is just way too short for me. But I also just keep getting books, which is also not very handy. But okay, next book is this one, Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. I think this is sort of like the prequel to The Hate You Give. I'm not totally sure if it's actually a series, but I think so. It's way shorter than I thought it was. But this book is basically about her Star's father, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I really loved The Hate You Give, so I'm very excited to read this as well. Then the next 3 books are going to be for a challenge video that I'm going to do. The first you've already seen, The Petticoat Man by Barbara Ewing. So I'm not going to talk about this. This is in my challenge video Out of My Comfort Zone, and I actually decided to read more books for that video because why not? So I'm going to do that. So this is the first book that I'm going to read for that. And then the next book is this one, The Clockmakers Daughter by Kate Mordham. The theme of the vlog is historical fiction. So this one I had on my radar before, so I thought why not read this. So let me read you the back. My real name no one remembers. The truth about that summer no one else knows. In the depths of a 19th century winter, a little girl is abandoned in the narrow streets of London. Adopted by a mysterious stranger, she becomes in turn a thief, a friend, a muse and a lover. Then, in the summer of 1862, shortly after her 18th birthday, she retreats with a group of artists to a beautiful house on a quiet bend of the Upper Thames. Tensions simmer, and one hot afternoon a gunshot rings out. A woman is killed, another disappears, and the truth of what happened slips through the cracks of time. Over the next century and beyond, Birchwood Manor welcomes many newcomers but guards its secrets closely, until another young woman is drawn to visit the house because of a family secret of her own. Yeah, it really sounds very interesting, very mysterious. It is like a very big book, but yeah, I'm going to try and read this. And then the other book that I'm going to read, I'm also going to do a body read for, so I hope I will get into it more. And this is probably the book that I'm going to read first, and that is this one, Hemnet by Maggie O'Farrell. This is basically like a sort of retelling of the son of Shakespeare, Hemnet. So let me read you the back again. On a summer's day in 1596, a young girl in Stratford-upon-Avon takes to her bed with a sudden fever. Her twin brother Hemnet searches everywhere for help. Why is nobody at home? Their mother Agnes is over a mile away in the garden where she grows medicinal herbs. Their father is working in London. Neither parent knows that Hemnet will not survive the week. Hemnet is a novel inspired by the son of a famous playwright, a boy whose life has been all but forgotten, but whose name was given to one of the most celebrated plays ever written. Yeah, that's this one. Then next up is this one, The Midnight Gang by David Williams. So I read 2 books by David Williams before. One I loved, one I hated. So I hope this one will be a love again. So again, the back. Welcome to the Midnight Gang. Midnight is the time when most children are fast asleep, except, of course, for the Midnight Gang. That is when their adventures are just beginning. It's a very big book, almost 500 pages. But yeah, it's a children's book, and I just really want to read more like children's middle grade books. Therefore, I picked this one up. Then next up is a Dutch book. That is this one, Sunday Life, sort of. Love in Time with Autism by Judith Visser. I read her first book, Sunday Child, which I really loved. It's one of my favorite books. But I haven't gotten around to reading this one, but I really, really want to. So try and read this soon as well, but probably not going to happen, but we shall see. So this is an autobiographical novel about Judith Visser's experience with autism, and this one is just more about her love life and how that goes. The first book was more about her childhood, and I think this one is going further onto that. So yeah. And then the last book I got is this one, Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I read The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager and really didn't like it, but I have heard very good things about this one, and just the story itself sounded more interesting to me. So again, the back. No visitors, no nights spent away from the apartment, no disturbing the other residents. These are the only rules for Jules Larson's new job as apartment sitter at the Bartholomew, one of Manhattan's most high-profile private buildings and home to the rich and famous. Recently heartbroken and practically homeless, Jules readily accepts the terms. When a neighbor confides the Bartholomew's dark history, Jules brushes it off as a harmless ghost story, but the next day her new friend has vanished. And then Jules discovers that her friend is not the first resident to go missing. Yeah, this one sounds more on the horror side, I think, and yeah, just sounds way more good than the other book. So I really hope I will like this as better than that one. But this will probably make me decide if I want to read more by this author. So if I don't like this, I will probably not read anything by him anymore. But yeah, that is the last book that I got. So yeah, those are all the books that I got from the library. Let me know down below if you go to the library often, what you have gotten there recently, or if you do like regular book hauls, let me know, because as you know, I don't do them anymore. And yeah, I really hope you like this video, so please give that a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you later.